Hi guys, this is our first YouTube video. We're going to answer the questions you guys submitted from TikTok. If you follow me, I'm the real mom 9110. This is the stepfather 2012, and we're trying to do YouTube. So, we like to talk, and if you know us, you know that. So I jotted some down. So let's rewind a little bit. Joe and I met years ago when we were teenagers, and we met through mutual friends. So we've kind of like known of each other, but I didn't know he knew I existed, and he didn't know I knew he existed. But fast forward to 4 years ago, he messaged me on Facebook and asked me on a date, but nothing serious because he wasn't looking for anything serious.
Nope.
And I was happily single, so I didn't want anything serious. So we basically pretended to not like each other for 6 months and then accidentally fell in love, and here we are engaged with 3 kids. So, yeah. So the first question we had was, how do you find the motivation to get up and get ready and get on with your day job? I know that if I neglect my duties today, I'm just adding on to tomorrow's duties. So like, for instance, if I ignore the dishes today, I have double to do tomorrow. Same thing with the laundry. It just piles up. So I kind of tell myself, like, be easy on yourself tomorrow. Just get it done today. Get it out of the way. And usually that's what gets me in the cycle of getting my ass in gear for the day.
You live by that though, because there's plenty of times where I get like frustrated from being selfish, if you will, because like I want to spend time and I want you to myself, and you're like, well, I have to do A, B, C, and D.
Right.
And I'm like, well, can't you just no, because I'm gonna have to do it tomorrow. That's like always the answer.
Right.
And it's like, okay.
Yeah, but you're like that with work too.
Right.
You know what you said?
So for me, it's really not like a where do I find the motivation type of thing. It's more of a character trait. I can't turn it off. So because I'm self-employed and I work for myself, there's nobody to call out to, or like, oh, they can like get through today
Right,
without
cover
me.
you.
It is me.
Mm-hmm.
So but I strive off of the success and the accomplishment. It's something that I need on a daily basis. So for me, it's not how do I get motivated, it's how do I get unmotivated almost.
All right, the next question was, would you rather your son get a girl pregnant or a daughter get pregnant? Or have a daughter and have her get pregnant? So I would say I would rather have a daughter and have her get pregnant. And I know that that's controversial, but hear me out. Typically, when a mom has a daughter and that daughter has a child, the mom ends up being closer with the child than as if the son had a child. Because a mother and a child bond typically is more intimate, it's more involved, it's just closer. We're kind of like passing on the torch, and I feel like if I had a daughter and she got pregnant, I would be able to be closer to that child than if my son got a girl pregnant. And that may be a dumb answer, but that's my answer. What about you?
I think it's really interesting what you just said, because it ties into my answer.
Yeah.
Right? So my answer is I don't see the difference. It doesn't make a difference to me. They're both my children. They're both my grandchildren.
Right.
What's the difference? And I know most people would probably say, well, no matter what, the girl, the mother of the child is always going to be responsible for that child, whereas like the father of that child, would it be your son, they can come and go,
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not raising my children to like be deadbeats or to like walk out on their responsibilities.
Or even think they have an option.
Like they don't have an option.
Right.
That's not the kind of people we are.
Right.
So to me, it doesn't make a difference. Now, it's funny because so I don't have a daughter,
Right.
and I have sons, and I don't have the big emotional bond that you do with the children, right? Like we have a bond, no doubt, but it's totally different.
Yeah.
There's no comparison, and they're all like such mama's boys. It's so cute, but would I have that same emotional bond with my daughter as Danielle would? So whether it was the son or the daughter having, a child, they'd both be in the same amount of trouble.
next question uh, is what is you and Joe's least favorite thing about each other?
So my least favorite thing about Danielle is she will go into these times where she gets into her head, like her own head, and she'll just like beat the crap out of herself. And
Relentlessly.
yeah, relentlessly, and it's frustrating to watch, you know, um, because I'm completely in love with her, and I know exactly how amazing she is, and for some reason she'll tell herself that she's not.
Here's the thing. I'm like, you're like, it's really hard to watch. I'm like, yeah, imagine feeling that
Right.
way.
No, yeah,
Like,
right.
I'm sure most of you people can relate.
Right.
Absolutely. But yeah,
Well, it's
it's
because it's
terrible.
because I can tell you anything, and it just won't be received.
Well,
You know.
right. My least favorite thing about Joe is also my most favorite thing about Joe. It's that he is such a hard worker. Um, I love it because like there's really almost nothing more attractive than a hardworking man that can provide without fail, without no matter the circumstance, is willing to go to the ends of the earth to provide stability. And however, because Joe's such a hard worker, he has a very hard time turning it off,
I
right?
do.
So he'll go months without taking a day off. I mean months without taking a day off. On top of that, if he does take a day off, it's never really like it's a day off, right? Where we're pretending he's off, but still phone calls, still estimates, still computer work, he's still stressing about the
Or
job.
I might run somewhere in the morning
Right.
quick and just check up on
Right,
something.
and it becomes like kind of like, well, why do we have to take the back seat? And it's like I know exactly. Well, I know in his heart he doesn't feel that way, but sometimes it can
Right.
feel that way, and that goes to me being in my head like, does he not want to be here? And it's like, no, you crazy girl. Like he wants to he wants to provide for you so you can stay home and you can have everything. You can have your walk-in closet and you can get your Botox and you can take the kids out and get your nails done and the kids have a new wardrobe whenever they want. Like, it's this
And it's
fine
not that we don't
line.
have memories or that I don't take time off.
Of
I mean, we've
course.
taken a couple vacations together,
Right.
2 days, maybe 3 days. We need to do a longer one. This almost ties in with the other question I was thinking about as you were talking. I'm almost about to lose track of it. Was going back to the motivation thing, um, real quick, is like because I work for myself and it's my business. That's my baby. That's another one of my children. That's another
Right.
wife of mine.
Right.
It's actually a joke. Right when I met Danielle, I had this hammer and saw tattooed on my finger. With one of our TikTok followers actually touched it up. Be married to the carpentry business, and that would never fall in love again, you know. But it is. It's my baby. It's my other wife. It's it's what keeps everything going. So it's hard for me to turn it off.
Next question, nobody's really going to understand. This question was submitted by a really good friend of mine. She was wondering what happened to the Marple Road house. What happened to that house after, like, she knew what happened. So she moved out in February, and fast forward to that July, I moved in with my mom. Me and my two kids moved in with my mom because I couldn't afford the Marple Road house anymore, and I rented it out to a family, and it was good at first. Um, and then things didn't really work out. Fast forward to around January, February ish, I had asked them to move out because there was no longer a good fit. So it was Rob, his girlfriend, and Rob's dad lived there, and they were amazing. The best tenants. You rent on time, if not early. The house was clean, it was well kept. Obviously, we were all friends, so I got to like hang out there, which was really cool. Um, but then they wanted to buy their own house, so they moved out, and we rented to somebody else, and that wasn't a great fit. We had to end up paying for them to move out over them not paying. It was not great. So
Okay.
after that, me and my family kind of got together and we're like, F this, we're done. We're not renting no more. This is not working out. Let's just sell the house. So that's what we did. Sold the house. What happened to it? Now I don't know who owns it, but every time I drive past, it's
It looks good.
really it's like a new house. Like they decorate, they keep it clean outside. The grass is always mowed. Um, it's great memories though, and that happened in in that house during kids and way before kids. All the crazy times before kids. Okay, so the next question is, do you involve the family with things around the house, like chores and responsibilities? Yes. So the kids have responsibilities around the house. Not many, but they have them. Okay, so the expectations I have of my children are their laundry. I am willing to wash it and dry it, but I do not fold it and I do not put it away. That's their responsibility entirely. Um, they're fully responsible for their rooms. That's cleaning, dusting, all that. I'll go in and vacuum once in a while if I'm already vacuuming. I'll go everything off the floor if you want it vacuumed because I'm already up there in the hallway, you know. Aside from that, they're fully responsible. They organize it how they want. And I don't other things. They're responsible for their bathroom. However, at the same time, they're 8 and 10, so they're responsible for their bathroom, but I clean it thoroughly because they're gross boys and they're 8 and 10. Um, Anything else I ask them to do, they're expected to do. The other expectation is clean up after themselves. Like if they're done with the dish, they put it in the sink. Corey weed whacked in the summertime. Like he weed whacked outside. They bring out the garbage. They carry the garbage cans up. They can load and unload the dishwasher if I ask them. They're capable of washing the walls. They do the baseboards when I ask them. But these aren't things that I write down on a list and I say you need to do them. It's like, hey guys, take this magic eraser. Jackson, you do the down below room. Dominic, you do the dining room. Corey, you do the living room. Everybody do the baseboards. Or everybody wash the walls. Or you do this, you do this, you do this. And they just do it. Joe doesn't really do much on the house. He provides the house, pays every single bill. Um,
I put
but
a new roof on it. I'm doing the siding.
right,
I don't
things
really
like
do
that.
anything inside.
Cleaning wise,
I'll
no.
I'll do dishes once in a blue.
If he's here, he'll do dishes sometimes. If he
Or take
sees
out the
the
garbage.
being full,
Let's
with a
be
little
honest, she'll tell me to take the
with a
garbage
little
out.
nudge,
Yeah.
he'll take it out.
Did you notice I took out the garbage
I
in
did in the
this
bathroom.
morning?
And I didn't give him a pat on the back. I didn't. I was like, I guarantee he'll ask for it.
Only because we're doing this video.
Yeah.
I forgot.
All right. How long have you been married? Oh wait, let me rewind. Well, let's answer that question first. The question was how long have you been married? We're not married. We were supposed to get married this past July. Supposed to be July 17th, 2020. We had to postpone our wedding to this July. So the goal is this July 17th, 2021. But we've been together for 4 years. So did the boys have anything to say about you and their dad splitting? Yes. They expressed that they're happy that we're not together, because they think that they wouldn't have liked us together. They they don't remember us being together. Okay, so Corey and Dominic were they weren't even 2 when me and their dad. They don't have any memories of us being together. At least that's what they've said. Um, but they have said this one thing. They've said, "Mom, if you and Joe aren't together, you're not going to get back with Dad, right? Like you would never get back with Dad." And I don't know why they've said it like that. Like I don't that would look like in their brain or why that would be something they'd be skeptical about. But that's what they said. And what about Jackson? Has Jackson ever expressed anything about you and Leah breaking up?
No. Jackie, if it doesn't have to do with Naruto or Fortnite, Jackie doesn't really
Yeah.
have much to say about it. But I do go out of my way to show him pictures of times when Leah and I were together and mention stories because he does remember us being together. Because Jackson, he remembers the dog and like he remembers things. So I go out of my way to express that it wasn't like a bad thing or anything like that, and that there is like good memories because I feel like that's important for him to know that it wasn't about him. The reason like we had good times, it was just it was us that didn't work out.
Joe and I go out of our way to number one, never talk negative about the other parent.
Never.
No matter how we feel on the inside or with each other.
Right.
the kids will just never know. And they will never hear anything negative come out of my mouth about their dad. In their eyes, their dad should be a superhero. Their dad should be number one. Their dad should be lifted up.
And Jackie should love his mommy.
All right. Next question is my favorite cleaning product and why. Very simple answer: bleach. Because it makes the grass grow. No, I'm just kidding. Because bleach kills germs and like it's versatile and like what better cleaning product is there? You can pretty much you can't use it on everything, but like yeah, but like the thing is, I'd rather have a clean toilet and a clean counter and like not have salmonella and all those things that like bleach kills. I can like put up with almost anything.
Can I?
What do you recommend for cleaning when you're lazy? Make a list, every single little thing. And then when I do something, I cross it off. And that whole crossing it off thing, like, tells your brain, gives it like a pat on the back, and so it makes you feel good. Or play really loud music. If you're extremely, extremely, extremely in a funk, depressed, just can't seem to do it, call a friend, call a family member, and ask for help. That's all. Say, hey, listen, I really need to get my room cleaned, or I really need to get my kitchen cleaned, or I really need to get my house cleaned. I'm in a funk and I just can't. Can you come over here? Can we have a cup of coffee, play music, and can you just like help me get my ass in gear? And most people will say, sure, I mean, maybe I can't today, but I can this day at this time. And that'll at least give you the accountability, you know, and keep yourself accountable. What do you do when you've never genuinely felt like
I go buy tools.
you go for a ride?
I go for a ride and I buy tools.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Like if I'm on a job, that's what I do. And I'm feeling lazy, I'll be like, oh man, my tool could do this, but that tool would be so much better to do this job with. And then I drive 45 minutes one way to go get it because they didn't have it at this store, so I'm gonna have to go to the other one that's further away.
The next question is, what is my cleaning schedule? I've posted it on my TikTok. I I had a follower print out my cleaning schedule once for me. I'll try to add it in. If I figure out how to edit this, which is a feat in itself, I'll put it somewhere. Okay? But it's a lot to say, so I'm just not going to say it because we can go daily, we can go weekly, we can go monthly. Two more questions.
What do you clean your cleaning products with?
Water. I just cleaned the oven cleaner can today. You guys be having kids?
No.
Shop's closed. Got my tubes tied. Not gonna happen. Yeah. When you first moved out, did you know how to clean? You answer this one first. When you first moved out on your own, did you know how to clean?
Like, the honest answer
Yeah.
is when I first moved out on my own, I had a girlfriend, and she would like do it. There was a couple girls that I legitimately just paid to do my laundry, like my other friends' girlfriends. I would like roll up and be like, "Hey, I'll give you $20 to do my laundry,"
So
and
the
like,
answer is no, you didn't know how to clean. So you've never like knew how to clean. Okay. Some some people who knew me wouldn't even possibly be able to recognize me today based on what they knew of me because I was a disgusting slob. Disgusting. Um, but cleaning has always been like relaxing to me, but I never liked to do it because I was a kid. What kid wants to clean? And then when I had kids, I was a little bit more tidy, but still messy. Wasn't dirty, but messy, right? Like dishes were always piled because I hate dishes. It wasn't until the house I just moved out of, my own place with my kids, I took pride in cleaning it. It made me feel good. Single woman, paying the bills by myself, have a job, like the whole nine. And then my grandpa would compliment the house, how good it looked. My mom would compliment the house, how good it looked. I met Joe, and he would compliment how good it looked. And I'm an ego-driven person. You compliment me, and I'm gonna do it again because I want a compliment. So I just kind of got in this routine of of like wanting to stay clean because it felt good to get that positive uh, feedback from everybody. And then I liked it, and then I became obsessed with it. And then when we moved here, oh my god, this house is beautiful, and I tailored everything. No way this house is getting messy. Not if I have anything to do with it. So that's the long answer. The short answer is no, I didn't really know how, but I figured it out quite quickly because I can like
I have a picture of her. I remember I put it on Facebook and it said one of the many reasons why I love her so much. Something like that was the quote. She had a pipe cleaner, like a little baby bottle pipe cleaner, and she had dismantled the like whatever you call it, the auger in
yeah
the washing machine,
agitator.
the agitator in the washing machine, and she was like inside of it. Like I was like, dude, it's like 9:30. Like, what are you doing, man? But
Yeah, I can get really
yeah,
obsessive. That
that's
was
all
all
the
the
questions.
questions. Yeah. Thanks, guys, for sticking with us.
Thanks, guys.
Hopefully you subscribe, and hopefully we can figure out how to do this. But yeah, that was fun.